The scent of endings lingers in the air, sharp, final, like burnt roses. Seo Isul stood in Alpha's apartment, not looking him in the eyes. His voice was quiet but heavy, like a blade drawn slow across skin. Seo Isul said, "We should break up." He didn't wait for the silence to respond. He turned and walked out, leaving behind the scent of cold resolve. Alpha stood frozen for a moment, stunned. The Isul words rung in his skull, like bells marking a funeral. Then, rage swallowed sorrow. He followed him. On the dimly lit street, under the weight of dusk, Alpha caught up to him, grabbed Seo Isul by the hair, not cruelly, but like a drowning man, clinging to the last rope above water. Alpha said, "You really think you can walk away from me, Isul?" People on the street paused, drawn by the rising tension in the air. The atmosphere crackled, pheromones spilling like spilled wine across pavement. Passerby murmuring that Alpha's scent, "It's suffocating. Wild, like he is in rut. Should we intervene?" But Alpha wasn't listening. Alpha said, "Damn it. You have made me the villain, haven't you?" His voice broke. Alpha said, "You can't leave me. Not after everything. Not after all the nights I burned for you." His hand trembled as he raised it, a cruel instinct ignited by heartbreak. Alpha said, "Maybe pain will remind you who I am." But just before his hand could fall, another presence emerged, calm, quiet, powerful. A hand caught Alpha's wrist midair. "Yu Sejun said," an Alpha with eyes like storm clouds and a scent that tasted like rain after fire. "Yu Sejun said you want to mark him with pain. That's not what love does." Thorn yanked his arm back, furious. Thorn said, "Who the hell are you? This isn't your business." Yu Sejun stood unmoved, steady as a mountain. Yu Sejun said, "If I merge into this moment, will you step out of it?" Thorn, spitting, "What did you just say?" Yu Sejun softly said, "You draw people like a flame does moths, but you burn everything that comes close." Thorn sneered. Thorn said, "Why are you even here? Leave." Yu Sejun didn't move. Instead, he exhaled, slowly releasing his pheromones. They poured into the air like silver smoke, ancient, deep, laced with something undeniable. Thorn, sensing it, "That scent, that's the one. You are the Alpha he slept with." Yu Sejun said, "Nothing." That silence told Thorn everything. Thorn whispered, "Defeated, I see." He turned, walked away, like a storm retreating over the horizon, leaving only the wreckage of what could have been. The world outside is dimming into dusk, casting long shadows across the wooden table, where Seo Isul and Yu Sejun sit. Stillness hangs between them, the kind that only exists when something invisible is unraveling. Yu Sejun quietly said, "Are you okay?" Seo Isul doesn't answer at first. The scent in the air is faint but fraying, like something trying to hide but failing. Seo Isul said, "I can't control my pheromones." His voice is barely above a whisper. Vulnerability threads through it, like a crack in ice. Yu Sejun, frowning, "Your scent's leaking." After pause he said, "Is your heat cycle starting?" Seo Isul shakes his head and said, "It's not time yet." He softly said, "But something feels wrong. My emotions are everywhere. I don't know why." Bitter Lafki said, "It's like my body's rewriting the rules, without asking me." Yu Sejun leans in slightly, his alpha instincts tugging at the edges of his restraint. He can smell the dissonance, like storm clouds where there should be sun. Yu Sejun said, "Do you want to go to the hospital? Maybe they can stabilize your levels." Seo Isul panicked, "No. Not the hospital." Yu Sejun said, "Why?" Seo Isul, looking away, and said, "Because I can't afford it. I'm not even sure they would help me without insurance." Then he said, "I'm just busy. I'm not sick." He tries to smile. It's brittle, like cracked porcelain trying to pass for whole. Seo Isul said, "I'm absolutely fine." Then scene shift to the Yu Sejun's apartment, where warm glow lights the entryway. Middle-aged woman, the housekeeper, stands near the door, her coat already on. Lady said, "Young master, will it be all right if I don't assist further tonight?" Yu Sejun nods, "It's fine. Thank you for today." Lady said, "Then I will see you tomorrow." She leaves quietly. Sejun locks the door and leans against it for a moment. The scent issue left on his clothes hasn't faded, it clings like a soft echo. Sejun said to himself it has to be pheromone shock, pacing slowly the way his scent flickered, like his body was crying for help, even if he wouldn't admit it. That only happens during heat. Or when an Omega's emotional threshold collapses. He moves toward the back hallway, his steps quiet. Sejun said, I hope that medicine stabilize him. He is not just leaking scent, he is unraveling from the inside out. He stops in front of a closed door. The air is faintly tinged with Omega musk, muted but unstable. Sejun from behind the door said, I'm coming in. Then the room was thick with scent and silence, pheromones curling in the air, like smoke from a slow-burning fire. It clung to the walls, to the sheets, to every breath that passed between them, the unmistakable tension of Alpha confronting what he should resist. Seo Isu sat on the edge of the bed, flushed and fevered. His scent was wild and tangled, like something uncontained. His hands trembled slightly, not from fear, but from the intensity of need he couldn't voice. The door creaked open, and Sejun stepped in, the full weight of his alpha presence dragging the room's atmosphere tighter and denser. He looked at him. No, through his jaw-clenched, voice slow. Why hasn't he calmed down yet? His words were sharp, but there was something wounded underneath. Then, softer but bitter, you are not a pup, Isul. How could you spit out your suppressants like that? He ran a hand through his hair, pacing once. The tension in his shoulders betrayed his restraint. If I would known it would come to this, I should have injected you myself. His voice faltered, and then dropped to a whisper meant only for the shadows. But do I really have it in me to leave injection scars on a body like yours? There was longing in that line. Regret, even. Isul's hand reached out, brushing against the fabric of his pants, an instinctive gesture, not of seduction, but of desperate grounding, like a drowning person seeking an anchor. Stop, he said sharply, his voice cracking like brittle ice. But his body didn't move, he didn't stop. Instead, he leaned in further, as if following the pull of an invisible bond. His fingers, his breath, his need, all defied the fragile silence between them. His hand cupped his face then, not in dominance but in pleading. His thumb brushed the corner of his mouth, trembling slightly. Isul, please, just calm down for a moment. I didn't bring you here for this. His eyes met him, glassy with emotion, lips parted with breathless urgency. I don't want to calm down, he whispered. Please don't push me away. Not now. And there, between desire and restraint, between instinct and choice they collided. Not in perfect sync, but in a clash of broken rhythms, an intimate, ungraceful fight between what they wanted and what they feared. Then we are shown morning scene, where golden sunlight slips through the heavy velvet curtains like a whispered promise. Seo Isul stirs in a bed too soft, wrapped in warmth that is not entirely his own. The scent in the room is heady, familiar, grounding, and dangerously comforting. Seo Isul said to himself, this scent, it's warm. Safe. Like being wrapped in the arms of a dream I shouldn't have had. He shifts slightly, the plush blanket brushing against his cheek. This blanket smells incredible, rich, calming. No, this isn't my room. His eyes widen. Wait, hotel. Then the dumb breaks, vivid flash, the heat, the loss of control, the way his instincts had taken over and someone had answered them. No, not just someone. Sejun. Seo Isul tense, panicked and said, no, this is bad. This is something that happens in dramas. When an Omega in heat can't get away, and the Alpha who finds them. He stares at the room luxurious, pristine, too large for just one person. Only the wealthiest families reserve rooms like this for emergency heat shelters. He runs a trembling hand through his hair. What happened after Hyung grabbed me? Everything is a blur. My head still hurts. Just then, the door opens with a soft click. Light footsteps. Seo Isul freezes like prey sensing a predator, but instead of fear, it's confusion that grips his chest. Sejun enters, his scent preceding him, rich, composed, undeniably alpha. But there is gentleness in his eyes, a kind of restraint that makes Iseul heart ache. Yoo Sejun gently said, I'm sorry if I startled you. I should have knocked. Truly, I apologize. Seo Iseul stares. Something stirs in him, not memory, but recognition. The soul remembers what the mind forgets. His gaze lingers on Yoo Sejun's face, the way his eyes are soft yet unreadable, like a cat watching from a shadowed rooftop. Seo Iseul thinking, dazed, I have seen him before, but where? Yoo Sejun, voice quiet, respectful, why don't we eat first? We can talk afterward, when you feel better. Iseul doesn't answer, he only watches him. There is a quiet stillness between them, stretched taut by something unspoken, an invisible thread connecting Omega to Alpha, body to memory, fear to curiosity. Seo Iseul thinking he looks like a cat. Aloof, but not unkind. And cute. Too cute for an Alpha, who could tear down my defenses without lifting a claw.